Everything about this wig is tea, down to the lace, the quality, the length, the density. Everything is tea. Like literally everything. Hey y'all, welcome back or welcome to my channel. My name is Akivia and today we're going to be working with Ali Pearl. If you know, you know. And I'm excited, y'all. This packaging is so pretty. I love it. So let's go ahead and get into it. Actually, today's video is going to be me basically doing some bombshell curls, layers. I know I have another video on it already on somebody else, but today we're doing it on me. And this wig is much longer. It's a 24-inch. So this should be interesting and fun. So if you're somebody who don't know how to curl your hair and get those bombshell curls and layers, stay tuned and keep watching. So of course we have our wig. It's a 24-inch. Let's go ahead and open the wig up. So y'all, this is how the wig comes. As you can see, it's pre-curled. So that's another plus. If you don't know how to curl your hair, the wig literally already comes with curls in it. It can't get any easier than that. Already pre-plucked. You already have a part. Okay, on top of that, y'all, it's already bleached. Do y'all see that? The knots are already bleached. It's a full frontal. Okay, so you have plenty of parting space. You have an adjustable strap inside the actual wig, and then you also have the adjustable straps that are attached to the wig. Okay, so if you need to make it tighter, if you need to make it looser, whatever you need to do, you're good to go. And then we also got our HD wig cap, cute little clip. We got a nail band, and we got an edge brush, and we also got another cute little clip. I might just use this. This is really super cute. And then it came with a bag for you to later store your wig later on if you need to. So I am going to wash this wig. So I'm going to start off by showing you guys how I pretty much prep the wig before I actually put it on my head and get ready to install it. So I just put it on my dome and I use the T-pins to really secure the lace so I can get ready to prep it and make sure that it stays in place and stays exactly where I need it to. The T-pins that I'm using are the closed ones. These are the ones that I like to use. I do have the other open kind, but they just be doing too much sometimes. So those are the T-pins that I typically like to use. And yeah, I just place them across the whole entire frontal. Once I do that, then I'm going to take the bedhead spray. You don't have to use this particular spray. You can use Got To Be spray. You can use spritz, whatever you like to use. And then you're just going to take your hot comb and hot comb all of the hair to the back. Now, the reason I like to do this, you guys, is because you don't want to just put the frontal on and glue it down and the hairs are not secured and you just have flyaways going everywhere. You want to make sure that everything is neat and out of the way so that when it is time to glue and do your melting process, everything will be very neat. So the key to a good and neat install is to start off by prepping it neatly before you even put it on your head and install it. Each step you do before you move on to the next step, you want to make sure that everything is neat and in place so that you don't make any mistakes and it don't just look messy. Okay, so I hope that makes sense. So once you pretty much get done doing that, now it is time to apply your makeup on the wig. I am using shade 15 and I'm just going to apply that across the whole back of the lace. Okay, and this is HD lace as well, so that's a plus. The lace is very, very thin and I love that. So I am going to take that same shade that I use in the Ruby Kisses cream palette. Shade 15 is what I'm using for me. And I'm just going to take that and apply it all across my cap, okay? So you want to take those same two colors that you use and put it on both your lace and your wig cap. Now you're going to take your scissors and just cut the cap off. I did use glue to put my cap down. You can use glue, you can use gel, whichever you find easier. When I want my cap to really stay secure and in place, I do use glue because it just makes it a lot easier and it doesn't make my cap slide back, if that makes sense. So, yeah, and you don't need to use a whole lot of glue to put the cap down, okay? Because remember, you are going to be putting glue on top of it as well. So now I am just putting my wig on, making sure everything fits properly. You want to use the bands and the straps on the wig to make sure that it fits really, really snug. If you don't have a good fit, take it back off again and readjust it until it fits the exact way that you feel most comfortable to your head, okay? Because if you don't have a comfortable fit, sometimes that could cause ripples in your lace and all of that. So you just want to make sure that the wig is already snug to your head before you start applying glue. So these are important steps that really, really matter before you really dive into doing the install, because they will make or break your install. So as you can see, this hair is really, really thick, y'all. It's 250% density. This is I want to say a 24 inch, I think I said at the beginning. This is also so much parting space, you guys. Like, it's a full frontal parting space across the whole entire frontal. So whatever style you choose to do, you can do any style you want to do. You can do a half up, half down, a middle part, a side part, a flip over, just whatever creative style that you want to do. You have that part in space to do whatever you want to do. And you can see how well I plucked it, okay? Yes, I did go back in and pluck it, you guys. It was only just a little bit, but I just did it just a little bit to my liking. But for someone who like really don't know what they're doing, I would just leave it alone because it is plucked pretty good. Now you're just going to go in with your alcohol, wipe any makeup off, and then after you do that, you want to go in with a skin protector and put that on before you get ready to apply your glue. This is especially for people who have sensitive skin, or maybe, you know, their skin just breaks out easily. But if you're using my glue, you definitely won't have those problems, okay? But to me, I also use the skin protector because it seems to me that it has a stronger hold whenever I use a skin protector and create that barrier between my skin and the actual adhesive. So now I'm going to go ahead and apply my glue. If you watched my last video, you saw the new technique that I teach you guys, or taught you guys, about applying the glue one side at a time, which allows one side to dry while you're applying the glue on the other side. So however many layers you're doing, if you just repeat those same steps, it'll be a breeze, okay? You won't have to just sit there in between and wait for each layer to dry, okay? So that's pretty much what I'm doing here. I'm only going to show you guys doing one layer on film, but off film, I did do 4 layers, okay? So depending on how long you want to wear the wig will determine how many layers you want to do. So for me, if you plan on wearing it for like a couple of weeks, 2 to 3 weeks, or however long, I would definitely do 4 to 5 layers. But for like some days or a week or so, 2 to 3 layers is fine, okay? Then after that final layer, you really just want to let that dry and make sure it's all the way clear before you get ready to start putting the lace into the glue. So now that is what you see me doing now. And you just want to take your comb and really comb it into the glue. I always kind of make sure I pull it up as far as possible, because when I get ready to cut that lace off, you do not want to have glue outside of your lace. It will just be a sticky, tacky mess, okay? Especially when you get ready to go tie your head down at night, and then when you try to take your scarf off and your band off, it's stuck to the glue. That is why it's so important to make sure that you are doing these small critical steps in between and really, really paying close attention. So it's really not hard, you guys. You just have to really take your time and just pay attention to what you're doing. So good lighting is definitely key. So once I comb that in, you see me here pulling my wig down a couple of times, and that is because I still have my ear tabs left on, but I want to make sure that it's pulled all the way down because I want a snug fit, and I don't want any unnecessary lace to my head that doesn't have to be, because again, that's how you cause ripples. So now once I put that band on and take it off, I didn't use any spray or anything. I just simply put the band down and let it do what it do. Now I'm getting ready to cut the lace off. So once I make my slits on each side, then I'm going in with the razor and just simply cutting that lace off. If you are scared to use a razor, or you feel like you don't really know how to cut the lace off with a razor, just use those same scissors that I used at the beginning, the small nail scissors, and you can literally still get the same effect. Just make sure that when you cut the lace off, that you are going in zigzag or jagged motions versus just going straight across. Because if you cut that lace straight across, you will be able to tell. It won't look natural. It'll just look a mess. That's no other word for it. It will look crazy. So make sure that you are cutting in a jagged motion when cutting your lace off, whether you are using a razor or whether you are using scissors. Okay. Once you get that lace all cut off, now what I did off camera is I went ahead and cut my ear tabs off. Okay. And now there are like a few pieces that didn't get glued down, which is definitely not a problem. I would prefer this problem than to have glue outside of my lace. I tell y'all that all the time. So all I did was put some glue, like a small dot of glue on my hand, and I'm using the end of my comb, and I'm just going in and spreading that in the parts that I didn't really put any glue or enough glue, I guess you could say. So I'm just going in and filling in those spots, and I like to use the end of the comb because it's very small and it gets in those areas that I need to get into, because obviously I wouldn't be able to use that popsicle stick to get into this small area that I am filling in right now. So that's what I'm doing. So it's just that simple. You can also either cut off certain pieces as well if you don't feel like it needs to be glued down. So like I said, you just have to really pay attention. Make sure you have good lighting. Make sure you're looking and actually looking in the mirror to see what needs to be done before you just do certain things. So you can either cut that lace off or you can glue certain areas down. Okay, so I decided I had to do a little bit of both. Okay, so I had to cut a little bit of lace off and then I had to glue some of it down. Once I get done with that step, now we're actually ready to do our first melt. So before I go in with actually melting it, now I'm just going to blow dry that lace into the glue all the way. I have my blow dryer on like medium high, and I'm just combing that in real good, okay? Real good, because if you want that melted look, this is what you need to be doing. So I hope y'all paying attention to every single step. Once I blow dry that lace in, y'all, then I part out my end pieces, okay? Just like that. You can also use this piece for your end baby hair if you want. So if you kind of just want to go ahead and part out your end baby hairs, you could pretty much do that right now if you like, okay? So the reason I am doing this now is because I like for these pieces of hairs to be out before I put my band on, because it just gives me more security. And just makes it, I don't know, it just makes it lay down and fit more securely once I put my band on and melt it. So before I put the band on, y'all, this is another small step. Remember I told you about neatness in the beginning of the video? So now I'm taking that same bed head spray. Again, you can use whatever type of freeze spray that you like. Spritz got to be even, whatever it is that you use. Spray it on your edge brush. Comb all of those hairs back, okay? Because now we're getting ready to do our first melt. So if you want a melted look and a very neat look, this is what you need to be doing, okay? So just make sure that you are brushing everything to the back. Now, y'all, I'm not gonna lie, a lot of these steps are optional because I pretty much had already had everything to the back, but I'm extra, okay? I'm a real neat freak. I like for everything to really be neat, okay? So these are just extra steps that I do to ensure that it's going to look the way I want it to look. And then now all you see me doing is just brushing down those side baby hairs or whatever you want to call it to really lay down. Now I'm going in with the Dola hair melting spray and I'm spraying it on my finger and tapping it into the lace. So this is how you want to apply your melting spray for the melt. You don't want to just spray it directly onto the lace because I'm sure if you've done it before, it be falling and dripping everywhere and it just makes a mess, okay? That is something that is not neat to me. I don't like messy installs. I don't like messy situations. So to just avoid it, just tap it in your finger. It goes on so much smoother and it makes everything just so much easier. Okay, so now that we're getting ready to put our band on, you want to clip that hair up to get everything out of the way, and now you're going to put your band on and strap it up in the back as tight as you can. I know it be hurting, y'all, but if you want it to be melted, tie it up tight. Okay, now I'm using the Alley Pearl melt band and I'm putting it on top of my band to really get that melt. Okay, really get that melt. This is completely optional. You do not have to do both of them. This is just something that I prefer to do and I like to do for extra pressure to make sure that it's really melting. So this is what it looks like after I took my bands off. Okay, and you want to make sure that you also sit up under the dryer for 10 to 15 minutes when you do that step, or you could just sit there and do nothing or blow dry it or whatever. But either way, it's gonna dry on its own, but I choose to sit up under the dryer. So I am going to be doing a side part and we're going to do some curls and some layers, like some bombshell curls type thing. And yeah, so I'm just pretty much parting out the hair, and you want to make sure that you part out that hair in the back because you want to cover up the tracks on like the back part of that wig. So you definitely want to make sure you cover that up, okay? Because I know sometimes you think people can't see, but people be looking. So cover that up. So now I kind of chose to do like a deep side part type of thing, okay? I'm a deep side part type of girly. The natural part is cute. Maybe it'll grow on me one day and I'll try it out. But for me, it's going to always be a deep side part. But we'll see. Y'all know I be just trying stuff and new stuff all the time. So, yeah. But today, instead of using a wax stick, we're using foam. This is Lotta Body foam. You can get it from your local beauty supply hair store. It's only like what? Well, I actually got this bottle for $3.99. They had it on sale. I got 2 bottles actually. So this is how I'm just molding my hair and laying it down. This also helps the flyaways lay down, and everything is going to look so neat and seamless. It won't be so laid down, but the wax stick that I usually use is Care, and it's not a heavy, it doesn't have a heavy, what's the word I'm looking for? I guess wax consistency, so it doesn't make it like weighed down. But the foam is also another method that you can do because Care is very expensive. So if you don't have Care or a wax stick, you can always use Lotta Body foam or any type of foam. This one is really affordable. But after that, you just want to go in with your hot comb and hot comb it down. Now, y'all be careful because it does get very hot. When you add that hot comb to that foam like that, you have to be very careful and go very slow. So that's something, disclaimer, that I want to throw out there. If you're going to use that method, it does get really hot. So don't just go doing it all, sticking it to your head, and you can't. No, you got to really take your time and be careful with yourself when doing it this way. Now I'm going to part out my baby hairs. So I'm just kind of parting it straight down like that. I hope you guys can see because it's really hard for me to explain. I think I explained it in my last video. But I'm just going to braid that up to keep it out the way. Remember, neatness is key. Okay, so I have all of my hairs that's going to be a baby hair, all in the same group. Okay, it's just that simple. Now we're about to do a second melt. Again, if you want that melt, more than one melt is necessary. It should be, you should be doing it. So I'm just going to do the same thing I did on the first melt after I part those baby hairs out and apply it to my lace the same way I did the first time. And then I'm going to go in again and blow dry that in and tap that in before I put my lace band on. I don't know if I said it the first time. I know I said it in a lot of my other videos, but when you put that melting spray on, please blow dry it before you put that band on. Because if you just put the band on top of the melting spray while it's still wet, when you bring up the lace band, it could possibly be stuck to your lace and it can mess up your entire install. And you don't want that, okay? You don't want all your hard work to go to waste before you even get a chance to wear the install. Like, what? No. So blow dry it in and then put the band on, okay? And it's the same thing. Let it sit for 10-15 minutes. Now that we've done that second melt, I'm just going to comb out my baby hairs and get ready to hot comb them, okay? So now all I'm going to do is just take my tweezers and I'm actually going to pluck some of the hairs out because I don't want my baby hairs to be like super, super thick. So depending on how thick or how natural you like your baby hairs, you can always go in and use your tweezers to pluck out some of the hairs if you want a more natural looking baby hair situation, okay? However you like it, however much hair you feel fits you and what you think is best for what you like, that's how much hair you pluck out. If you like them thick and dramatic and extra, keep it in, okay? Whatever suits you, that's what you do. I'm plucking a little of mine out because I don't want it to be too much, okay? So once I do that, now I'm going to take my hot comb and just hot comb it straight because I did have it braided up, so it was a little, crinkly. So you just want to take your hot comb and just hot comb that out. Now, once I pretty much hot comb everything out, I'm going to pretty much just go in that little area that I have clipped up. I'm going to just go in with the foam again and flatten and hot comb that area all the way out. Okay, because before I even start doing my baby hairs, I want to make sure that all of my hairs and wigs and everything is in place the way I need it to be. Again, remember to be careful doing this step, okay? It will get really hot. Remember, you only have a wig on, so this top part is lace, so that steam will go straight through the lace. So be very careful when doing that. Please take your time, okay? So I am still doing it by sections, and I do like the foam method also because it does keep the hair more flowy, It keeps the hair definitely more flowy, so that's another reason why the foam is also a plus if you like to do it this way, okay? So once you're pretty much done doing that and hot combing everything down, now the next step that you want to do is get ready to cut your baby hair. So typically you want to make sure that your small pencil flat irons are already on and heating up so you can get ready to curl them before you cut them, okay? So that's a pretty critical step. So then once I get done doing that, you're just going to take all that hair and just put the rest of it in the clip with the rest of the hair that's clipped up. So now I'm going to take my scissors and just cut all my baby hairs down in a jagged motion diagonally, okay? So jagged and diagonal, okay? Don't want to cut them too short. If you leave them long, remember when you get done with them, you can always go back in and cut. But if you cut too short, that's pretty much it. You can't put any more hair onto the hair that you have parted out unless you part a whole new section of hair out, which is going to mess up what you initially wanted, okay? So I do curl my baby hair under. Sometimes I will curl them upwards, but it just depends. Majority of the time, you will see me curling my baby hair in a downward motion. To me, this is just a lot easier, and it lays it just lays very easy whenever I brush them into the direction that I want them to go, okay? So these are the type of flat irons that you want to use, the pencil flat irons, when curling your baby hair. So now, today, again, y'all, I'm trying my bed head spray again to do my baby hair. And I was like, okay, It's not that bad. So you want to spray a little bit on the hair that you have for your baby hair. Spray it on the brush, okay? And you want to really use your finger to lay and smooth the hair down as you are brushing it and curving the baby hair. So your finger plays a big part in this. If you're not taking advantage of using your finger to lay and smooth those baby hairs down, then you're going to be there all day and it's just going to probably look crazy, okay? So use your finger and your brush at the same time. Your finger should be helping the brush and the brush should be helping the finger, okay? So now we're going to go ahead and go to the other side. And again, I'm just going to take my spray a little bit on the baby hair, and spray some on the brush. And I'm using my finger again to lay and smooth it down as I brush and curve, brush and swerve. But y'all, it's really, I know a lot of people would just be like, baby hair is so hard and it's just, I just can't do it. But have you ever done anything that doesn't take practice? Like, come on now. I've been doing hair for 15 years now, and it definitely took me about maybe 2.5 years before I really started getting some decent looking baby hair. Like, it wasn't easy, and I went through so many different products in the beginning of trying to learn, what's the best product to use for the baby hair. Foam is something that I've never stopped using, but for people who are at home that are watching this that's trying to do their own hair, or for someone who may just be trying to perfect their craft, I'm going to just do it the easy way, okay? Because I'm not going to lie, doing your baby hair with foam on yourself, it's kind of hard. And I'm speaking for myself, I know. But if I'm doing it on somebody else, it's definitely really, really easy. But anyway, y'all, you're just going to keep brushing and keep curving and keep swooping and swooping and swooping until you get the desired look you want for your baby hair. So now that I have my baby hairs done, you're going to brush all of that hair out, okay? And now I'm going to go in and just pretty much define my part. I'm using the shade 12 in the Ruby Kisses cream palette. And I'm using like a concealer brush, and I just went in and just really defined that part. You can use black spray or a root touch-up pen, whatever you like. In this case, I didn't use either one because I thought it looked pretty much fine to me. So if you're someone who likes for it to pretty much look natural, you really don't have to use anything. If you like that crisp, super defined and sharp part, then you can use the two products that I just named. Now, this is another critical step, another tip, a gem. When you are doing curls, y'all, go in and flat iron the roots. This is how you get that really flowy look when you're doing your curls, okay? If you just go in and you just try to curl it from scratch, it'll probably still look cute. I mean, it'll look okay. But if you want your curls to be flowy and have body and just really look really, really good, and yeah, go in and flatten those roots out, okay? And the spray that I use, y'all, is the Nairobi flat iron spray. When I say that stuff is chef's kiss, listen, it's expensive, but it's worth it. I promise you. Now I'm going in and cutting me some layers, okay? Because I'm sorry, y'all, but when we doing curls, I just can't do without the layers. I can't do without them. I feel like curls without layers just look so flat and dull and no shape, no definition. They drop soon as you walk outside. Like, no. Now, if you have something like wand curls maybe, or, you're doing some different type of curls, then okay. But just like regular curls, yeah. Just at least do a face frame. You don't have to cut up your whole entire wig. But for me, if I'm doing curls, I'm going to do some layers. I'm sorry. One day, y'all, I may, yeah. Who knows? But anyway, I hope you guys are paying attention to what I'm doing. I'm basically just everywhere I stop cutting, the previous section, wherever I stop cutting, I just continue cutting on. So now I'm just going throughout my wig and just creating those layers. Now, layers does not mean that you are making your wig shorter, because you shouldn't be cutting off the hair, the length at the bottom. The hair that you're cutting off should be starting at the top, like you see me doing. Okay? So you shouldn't really be cutting much length off, except for like the bangs area and in the front. That's the only place where like actual length of the wig is like have a major cut. Other than that, the wig, if it's layered, that just means hair is cut off throughout the wig at, the top part. But you still keep the length of the bottom of the wig. The length of the wig should not change when doing layers. It may a little bit if you go in and like cut split ends off, but that shouldn't be very much a drastic change if you know what you're doing. Now, I don't know if you can tell, but it's much harder for me to do these layers on myself than it is me doing it on someone else, because I can't really posture my body the way I need to, and I can't really see the way I need to. It's just kind of hard. I'm trying to bring my hair eye level to my face and all type of stuff. Like, yeah, if you know, you know. So, yeah, I'm struggling a little bit, but I'm gonna get them layers in there anyway, by any means. Once I do that, I'm then going in with the Mazzani Smooth and Guard serum. So you want to put that on your hair before you go in to curl it. This is basically just also like a heat protectant spray. Anything like that. You don't want to just go in with your curling iron or flat iron and you don't put any type of serum or heat protectant spray on your hair. So that's a critical step. Now, when curling, you guys, you see what direction that the curling iron is going and the way I'm curling the hair? It is going away from my face, okay? Curl away from the face. I know it's hard to understand sometimes for some people, but once you put that hair inside your curling iron, if you find that curling iron not going away from your face, then you need to take the curling iron down and reposition it. It should be going away from the face. And that's on each side, okay? So once you get to the other side, then you're going to be curling in the opposite direction, but it should be going away from that side of your face, if that makes sense, okay? So each side, you should be curling away from the face. Now, I know how I curl. It looks very weird and awkward because I curl with the curling iron like upside down, I guess you could kind of say. To me, I feel like my curls just be a lot tighter when I hold it like that, because anytime that I hold it like upright, it just don't be, I feel like I don't have a good grip on it. And it may be because I've been curling this way for so long that it just don't feel right to me. But I'm pretty sure if I was to curl the other way more often and got more practice with doing it, that it would be a lot different. Now that I'm on the other side, you can kind of pretty much see that the curling iron is now like downside, I guess. But actually, hold on, let's see. Nope, we back upside. I think I tried. I was like, hold on, let me see. But no, we back upside down, y'all. That's just the way I curl. I don't know. But however you curl, however your wrists go, make sure your wrist is going away from the face. However you want to hold your curling iron, or whatever is comfortable to you, just make sure that curling iron, like this, if you curl like this with the curling iron upside, make sure it's still going away from whatever side of the face you're on. It's just that simple, y'all. So now that we have all of our curls in, we're going to just take those out. I have pinned all of them up with the duckbill clips. So 2 packs is the amount that you're going to need to pin all of them up, depending on you know, how big or small you're doing your curls. If you're doing like bigger curls and you're using a bigger barrel, you may be okay with just 1 pack. But anyway, once you get all of these curls out, it should pretty much look something like this. Now you want to take your wide tooth comb, y'all. A wide tooth comb, and you're going to comb everything going to the back, away from the face. Okay? So everything is still going away from the face. You see what I'm doing? Now I'm on the other side and I'm combing back, going the opposite direction, away from my face on that side. Now I'm going to bring everything to the front, just like that. And then I'm going to brush that bang back one more time. And I'm going to just bring it to the front like that. And that is what you get. Period. I just taught y'all how to slay your hair. Easy peasy. I didn't leave out no steps for y'all. I literally just told you literally every single thing to do. Step by step. But let's get into the review of this wig, y'all. Everything about this wig is tea. Down to the lace, the quality, the length, the density. Everything is tea. Like literally everything. If I had to rate it 1 through 10, it would definitely be a 10 out of 10. I love it. Seriously. But I really hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I really hope these steps will help you be able to achieve the best, most melted and natural look in your curls, especially. I try to make everything as simple and easy as possible to just be able to follow and learn on your own, because I get it. It is expensive nowadays to get your hair done and buy a wig. And if you're a hairstylist, it's expensive to take classes and stuff like that. So that's what I'm here for. So I really hope you guys are really gaining knowledge and learning from my channel, and I really appreciate you. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to my channel. Drop comments and give feedback. Once again, Allie Pearl, you did your thing. I will be leaving the details of this wig in the description box below, you guys. I absolutely love this wig, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.